What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are out here and just finished our antelope hunt. We're gonna be doing a hunt recap, storytelling. We can't post the hunt video for a while. We are going to try to submit it to some film tours. So this is what you guys get, and I hope you guys enjoy. We start from the get-go.
Start from the get-go.
Yeah.
I gotta get some drink. Hold on, but you can start. Start with drawing the tag right at the beginning.
Oh yeah. So we put in as a group. It's a very tough unit to hunt. We were putting in with my good buddy Cameron. He was supposed to be out here with us, but just, you know, I don't know if he didn't put in or just couldn't make the times work. It's a very tough unit. There's not a ton of goats, and there's not many goats with size, so it makes for tough hunting. A lot of people, there's a lot of water here. So yeah, drew the tag and found out in June, and was pretty stoked. Hunted antelope once in Utah, and they kicked my butt, so I felt like I had some redemption. And then, Dad, you've never hunted antelope, have you?
That's my first time. First time ever. I just been behind points, so first time I ever put in for a unit and had enough points to get it. But yeah, so it was all a learning experience for me. Pretty cool.
Definitely. I think it was every day was a learning experience for all of us.
Yeah. We'd grab a piece of the puzzle and put it together the next day, and then finally finish the puzzle.
Finish the puzzle.
Yeah, that's kind of what I liked about watching you guys, how you guys work together and non-stop, basically. It wasn't just sitting in the blind. We're sitting in there doing our time, 10 hours and what, 105-degree sauna.
Oh,
hot.
it's terrible.
Awful.
Just terrible, just sitting there wringing wet. Couldn't wear any clothes.
Yeah, it was bad. So Dad got out here
Thursday?
2 days before season?
Yeah, I got here on Thursday evening.
So what transpired those 2 days before we got here?
So when I got here, set up camp, got the buggy out, and proceeded to go searching on some of the pins I got from Cameron, because I knew nothing about the country, and ran into a young gentleman that was really a nice guy, and kind of picked his brain a little bit and asked him, hey, it's my first time out here, you know, how many years have been hunting here? And he said he's been hunting here about 20 years, and you know, he did okay and kind of gave me some pointers. And then I ran into a young kid. What was his name again?
Ashton. Yeah.
Ashton.
And the first guy you ran into was Jason.
That's Jason. Yeah,
Turns out they hunted together.
I didn't get his name, but Ashton was a really cool young guy. He was about the same age as you or younger?
He's younger. I think mid-20s.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Just outstanding young kid, and he was all willing to help me and gave me a couple pins of some of the water holes that he had. And I don't know, from there we kind of put our game plan together and set up a blind on a water hole, and then I watched these two kind of piece things together as we sit in there, saying the weekend was fairly good for activity until you know, there's so many people, so many water holes covered with blinds, and about, you know, Monday things got pretty quiet.
Yeah. That Saturday, Sunday was busy.
Yeah.
A lot of traffic, a lot of pressure, antelope bouncing left and right.
And then we got here pretty early. Your journey started before mine.
Got up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Had to do a few things before it flew out from Tennessee. landed in Utah at 4:30. Jared picked me up, and we bounced right from the airport. We hit up Black Ovis, picked up some stuff, and then drove until Saturday morning.
Yeah, we got here at 4:30 in the morning, threw out our canvas cutters, so in 5 minutes our camp was ready to go to sleep for 30 minutes. Pounded
The best 30 minutes of sleep.
pounded some caffeine, and we got after it.
We did not stop at all. That 30-minute nap, and then it was just go time.
Yeah, for straight until
Yesterday.
5 days.
Then after that, the puzzle was finally put together and framed forever.
And we got back to camp, didn't know what to do.
I was drained and just a zombie. But Friday, you set up a blind and a camera, right?
Yep. Just one of the pins Cameron gave me, and found the water hole, set up. I didn't have a blind. I wish I would have. But I had some
It's like a ghillie suit mesh
mesh
sheet.
material, whatever, which would have worked. A lot of tracks around it, but didn't know if it was cattle or had a big downfall in it. Big old pine was right in the middle of the pond, so it was kind of hard to see if there was any antelope tracks because it's all grassy around it. But anyway, I sat there, and were you guys looking for a blind when I was doing that?
No.
Or a place to, just
So-
looking at the country?
So where we started, we drove out, and first out of the get goat, right out of the get goat, down the road, we spotted 2 does alongside the road. So that was pretty cool, because first couple of days here, Pops didn't really locate many antelope, so it was a little discouraging. It was like, oh
Yeah,
no.
I was kind of in the wrong area back here in the timber,
Yeah.
which typically they like that open country until they get pushed around. So.
Yeah. So we saw those 2 goats, and then there's a main drag. It's kind of up on this big old prairie, and we started down that. Made it probably,
Made it only 100 yards on the top and found that one buck.
yeah, we parked and went up over the rise, because there's some rises. It's not very cut up country, which makes spot and stock up here nearly impossible until you put all the puzzle pieces together, right? So we kind of went up on this rise and spotted a stud buck.
Really good buck.
Really, probably one of the best bucks we saw this whole trip,
Yeah.
right out of the gate. And he was right on the timberline, but he took off for no reason.
I mean, he was 1,000+ yards from us.
And he took off
And
like
he just
40 miles an hour.
ran for 5 miles, didn't stop, which then led us to that next group that we saw.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, so they were where he ended up killing. They were on that flat.
Yeah.
So as we came up another rise, we spotted, Braxen I think spotted the antelope just kind of milling around.
Like six of them or so.
Mm-hmm. So we were glassing, we were looking at Onyx, seeing where the tree line, because you see there's a bunch of timber here. It's kind of crazy hunting antelope out here. Where the trees kind of pop into where we thought was pretty close to the goats. So we were driving and popped down to this bottom, and there ended up being a water hole with a blind on it. So we didn't want to mess with him. So we kept driving and parked a little ways down and looped around to get to these antelope. Made it to the end of the last tree pretty easily.
Oh yeah, really easy. I had no idea we were there. They were just milling around, and then I stayed back with the long lens, let Jared go forward.
Yeah, and
see
I
if
was
we could
crawling, had an antelope head on. I was crawling. We got to, 155 from some antelope. And then what we noticed was that they were starting to feed down and around this gully down towards that guy's ground blind. So we decided we're just going to sit and watch the show and see what happens. Sure enough, 2 bucks ended up feeding down all the way to the water hole. Filmed Jason smoke a buck.
Smoking a buck.
Died like 20, 30 yards from the blind. That was pretty awesome. All on film. So that was pretty sweet.
We did get 3 kill shots on film this trip.
We did. We did.
Technically.
Actually, yeah.
That was pretty cool just to watch it happen without, interrupting his hunt.
Yeah.
And just
And
staying back. And
I felt like that was the right thing to do.
good karma came back to us because we sat that blind.
We did. He let us sit that blind later that afternoon. But after that, so after he shot, there was a bigger buck that was on that flat. So we tried making a little bit of a push, and I don't know what happened, but crawled like 30 yards and got back up and ranged him, and they're at 350 yards. So just stood up and walked back to Braxen, where we kind of regrouped and tried to make a game plan.
And yeah, that was. Then we decided to set the blind somewhere. You're blind.
Yeah.
So then we checked 38 water holes.
We did a
all of them.
4.5 mile loop with a ground blind and all of our crap out in the desert.
Oh, so hot.
And every single water hole we checked had a ground blind on it. And there's a lot of water here. And I think that's what makes it so tough, sitting water.
Because they have options.
They got so many options.
No, yeah.
So then we ended up setting a ground blind on a pond pretty much just to take a nap.
Oh, yeah, there's no reason an antelope was going to come to that pond.
Yeah, because we were 20 minutes of sleep. And he was up for over
like
24 hours.
Yeah, it was like 30 hours.
So, lesson learned for you guys and me. I got here 2 days early. Probably is not enough because there's a blind on every water hole, so we got to get here earlier next time, right, guys?
Yep.
Yep.
Or some scouting trips and get it up a month in advance so they get used to it.
Which a lot of guys probably did.
Yeah.
Because that one guy I talked to that you guys didn't meet, that just drove in my camp, he came up here from Sandy, Oregon. And he put his blind up a month early.
Ashton?
No. A different
Because they're
guy.
from Sandy too.
Huh? Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, this was the older guy that you guys didn't meet.
Oh, okay.
That was.
Because we had some other friends up here too. Tony Run was up here. They are the ones that shot that goat on the water hole.
Mm-hmm.
The other one we were going to go check. By the time we got there was a blind on that one. But that's another day.
So we took a nap.
Took a nap.
Got told, was it Cameron or was it Ashton? It was
Cameron.
that
I
said
think Cameron was like, what do you think about this? Because this water hole was in
thick trees.
thick trees.
Yeah, it wasn't going to happen.
He kindly said, yeah, they typically like a little more open space.
Yeah, we were here taking a nap. So then we picked up the blind.
What was this, 3 o'clock?
Yeah, 2:30, 3 o'clock-ish.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm talking to Ashton on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Messaging back and forth. He said, hey, the blind is still there. Nobody's going to be sitting it.
Go sit it.
Go sit it. And he said, now's the time, right now.
Yeah,
And he was not wrong.
he's not wrong. We packed everything up and hiked back to the truck, passing 2 more blinds on water holes. And we got into that blind at like 4:30,
Yeah,
something like that.
4 o'clock, 4:30. And we shot. It was like 5:30.
5:30. 5:30 is when I shot my buck, and
so you're in there an hour.
yeah. And the whole situation was crazy. Do we go into details about the whole thing, huh? We can?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we'll tell the whole story. Sitting in the blind, I'm half naked because it's hotter than Hades out there. We got 3 cameras rolling. We see a doe pop over the horizon, pretty much where I was crawling on all fours.
Right,
That's
yeah,
where
right
they
where
kept
they came
popping
out.
up. So they pop up over the rise, and then they start feeding down into the gully. But she just fed north.
Yeah, she probably went to his water.
Probably.
That's probably the doe that Ashton passed.
Yeah, actually.
She probably went in.
Yeah. So then what, 10, 15 minutes later?
If that, yeah.
My buck comes up over the rise. And when he gets to the rise, he's looking down at the water hole, seeing obviously if it's safe. And at that same time, a red Can-Am with 2 dudes in it comes driving down the road.
The water hole's just right off the road by 100 yards.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a risk.
Super risky spot.
It's a good spot.
And they didn't see him, and they kept driving. And the unfortunate thing is we knew there's private a little ways, not very far down. So by the time that antelope worked his way pretty much to the road, that red side-by-side was coming back, and there's a rise. So they got to the rise, and the antelope is down in the bottom of the gully, and they see him, and these dudes, they turn around because they see the goat coming into our water, which was incredible. It was so nice of them.
Yeah, that doesn't happen much.
No, it was incredible. But the funny thing is they were going to turn around and their reverse wasn't working. And it sounded like their side-by-side was gonna die.
They were stuck in a ditch, basically. Just
Oh, dude. For like 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah. And that buck's just looking right at him.
Just staring at him. And I'm like, no! These guys are trying to do the nicest thing ever, and it's not working. I'm freaking out. At this point, and Brax is freaking out, and he's supposed to be calming me down, and it's not working.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that job.
So it's definitely shaking. The heart rate was up. And from the road, he took probably 5 times longer to get from the road to the blind than he did from that rise to the road.
Which, yeah, he traveled 1,000 yards faster than he took to travel 100 yards.
Yeah.
By a long shot.
So he'd
take a step, look.
And he was pissed. He was like stomping, and he was like shaking his head.
Kind of like a little pre-rut activity.
Or he's just throwing a little fit.
He's just pissed.
And then he goes around the backside of the blind. So there's a little while where we're like, no, he's going to go behind us. He's never going to come in. He's going to wind us. I don't know if antelope don't have good noses, but
we had terrible wind a lot.
And
they never cared. So that was one thing that we learned is don't really care about the wind.
Yeah, they're fast and they have great eyesight.
They use their eyes and that's it. Like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah. So he ends up working in, and he's stuck on one of our blind spots for a couple minutes. Brax is trying to get eyes on him so he can film him. I'm trying to see where he's at, see what he's doing. I honestly, there was a little bit where I thought he left.
Yeah, because like I'm trying to peek out a window without doing too much movement, and I could see him like the whole time he was coming. Then he turned to the blind spot, and I should have been able to just peek through this next window and seen him. Couldn't see him. So then I'm peeking like out the other window again. Can't see him. I'm like, dude, I don't know where he went. He's like, I feel like I'm looking at everything. And then he finally took a step forward, and Jared saw him. And I'm still waiting in the window with this camera, waiting for it to walk into frame.
Yeah.
And he never did.
Yeah, a few things we learned with this ground blind situation. One, if you have a big giant lens that's bright white, maybe throw a camo shirt on it or something. Also, only open the windows that you need to open. I think we had too much light in there. So what he ended up doing is he kind of fed forward to where a point where I could see his nose and his head, and Brax still couldn't see him at all. So I'm sitting here and I'm kind of ranging, and I'm ranging him 26.7, 26.7. And I don't know what happened. He must have caught movement of me ranging or something, but he takes a step backwards and turns to go away, and it was kind of chaos there for a little bit. So trying to get my release on, and I'm shaking and I'm shooting a hinge. So I'm like trying to get it on there. I miss it. And then I finally get it on there, and it was just like a quick get on him. And Brax, you just settled back and just slammed it through one of the windows. And then you're like, okay, I'm on him. And I lean and execute a shot, and he went
It was money.
Six-
A very hard quartering away shot.
very hard.
I mean, you put it basically on the front side of his back ham
Perfect shot.
and right outside that front shoulder.
Yeah. Took out everything it needed to take out. And I mean, if you're going to have a broadhead failure with a mechanical, that would be the shot that people would think that you'd have a broadhead failure at that hard of a quartering away. Everyone's always worried about quartering away shots with mechanical broadheads. And I have never seen so much devastation on an entry hole. No joke.
You could literally shove this Ignite bottle through that entry hole, dude.
Oh, no joke.
It was literally that big.
That
if not
big.
bigger.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
Yeah, so that was the Sevr 2.0 hybrid. That's the second animal this year that I've shot with the 2.0 hybrid and watched fall over in sight within 10 seconds.
Yeah, he ran 80 yards and died.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just drains them. This is like someone going out there with a 5-gallon thing of paint and just dumping it on the ground.
Yeah, it was devastation.
Devastating.
Those hybrids are next level.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you were out of the blind at that time, right? Yeah. Talking to the stater and back at camp.
Yeah, I was heading back to camp and I was going to get some food going because you guys were out and about and figured you'd be hungry, no sleep. And then I get a phone call. BBD. Gotta love it. Then he calls me, hollering like he always does. I'm usually his first phone call, which I'm very happy about when he kills something.
My favorite text to send.
This is
BBD. That was, oh man, that was just like, it just happened the way that it should but shouldn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like just so fast. And sorry, I'm getting a call. I don't know how. I never have service here. Spam.
Yeah.
Sorry, distraction. And it just, I don't know, it just went down perfectly. I mean, for an opening day situation, and to shoot a buck out of a blind that a buck got shot out literally 5 hours prior
Yeah.
is crazy.
And the buck that I killed is a phenomenal buck for this area, for Oregon.
For anywhere in Oregon.
Cameron texted me later that night and he said, dude, I am so pumped for you. Like, you killed an antelope in probably the hardest unit in Oregon to kill an antelope.
And with a bow.
And with a bow.
That's
So, Cloud 9, just stoke level as high as you can get.
Yeah, I do want to say, you know, like I said, none of us have hunted antelope in Oregon. Didn't know the area. But we meet these outstanding people that I wish more hunters would be like that, because those kids are probably going to have good karma forever. But they let us use their blind. Didn't even really know us. Just want to say thanks, because it's so awesome to meet people like that and be affiliated with a group of guys that probably are going to be our friends forever now.
Absolutely. Yeah, I invited him to Utah to come hunt deer and stuff, so.
It's amazing. I feel like everyone here has been super respectful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I haven't seen disrespectful anything out here, which in Utah, there's a lot that I see every year that
There's a lot of combat hunting in
turns
Utah.
into a competition versus I help you, you help me. You know, we're all out having fun hunting, all have the same end goal. And here it was just like everybody was hunting for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these guys that were here, because all the water holes had blinds on them, they know how tough it is here. I mean, there's not a lot of goats here. And they were just going to respect everybody that's putting in the hard work out in the hot sun. It's 110 degrees.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. So that was recap opening day.
That was just the first day.
That was just the first day.
Still no sleep.
Yeah, still dead.
We got
But Cloud 9. Brought the goat back to camp, cleaned it up, deboned it, caped it. Had an insane cape.
Oh, just beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Giant head. His face is just giant.
I've never seen an antelope head that big.
Roman nose, but it was just a big face. So I don't know how old he was or how mature, but I felt like he was pretty mature.
He was an old goat for sure.
Beyond my expectation of what I thought it was going to come down to the last day. I thought I was going to have to shoot a doe.
Which we're happy with.
Would have been
like
stoked.
We came out here
just killing
just to
any
kill a
antelope
goat.
any antelope with a bow.
Yeah, I mean that's a feat in itself, and to do it opening day on a giant, we're just freaking out because we got killer video of it. Everything happened perfectly, and then we still had 10 days to fill his tag, so we're not stressing. And yeah, just freaking epic.
Yeah. And then second day,
we set that same blind that morning and then moved it that evening to because Ashton killed his buck. Oh, we can tell that story as we drove past.
What?
That was Sunday morning.
So
we did sit that same blind.
all three of us were in the same blind, which was interesting.
So what happened? Because he shot his buck at 8 o'clock in the morning.
We had another late start.
We had another late start. That's what it was.
Yeah. We were not worried about getting up early.
And Jason pulled that blind that morning, I think first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, it was still there. We used their blind. No, we set up ours.
We set up ours.
So we were driving out there, and I messaged Ashton, said, "Hey, we're coming. Let us know if there's anything there. We'll hold back." And
you have to drive past his blind to get to the one Jared killed at. Mm-hmm. I mean, and his is right off the road too.
200 yards.
We wanted to make sure that no goats were coming in, because he had mentioned from 8 to 10 that they were hitting his spot, and we were coming in at 8:30.
And he gave us the go-ahead, said we were all clear, because as we're driving by, there is a stud buck at his water hole, well, close to his water hole, that he didn't see yet. So as we see that thing, pedal to the metal on the side-by-side, we just blow by, because at this point we can't turn around. It's too late, and if we go to turn around, that thing is gone. So we just took off and got a message 10-15 minutes later, buck down. So he smoked that buck. It was a stud buck.
His target buck. It
was his target buck.
Yeah.
Which he originally thought that I killed his target buck. So I'm pretty stoked on that he was able to kill his target buck. So those two, they tagged out their camp. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So we sat at your water hole, drove past, sat same hole that you killed.
All three of us.
All three of us, hotter than Hades, just freaking awful.
Yeah, but
tight, fun, but not fun.
Yeah. And I was stressing all day because antelope hides are very finicky. So I was talking to my taxidermist, stuff like that, and he's like, "Dude, you got to get that thing in the freezer." And then for some reason, I think it's sleep deprivation, none of us thought, "Oh, my dad's got a trailer with a freezer in it." So about midday, I hop out and I bomb back out here, and I cape the head, and then I clear out the freezer and put it in there. Stress definitely decreased there. So then, I think we headed back and picked you guys up, right?
Yeah, you came back. We left, and we called that evening or pretty early. It was like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
But we were so beat. That was such a long, because we did not get out of the blind. Mm-hmm. We stayed in it all freaking day, that day.
2 o'clock. No, back up.
Back up?
Back up before I went to cape the head. Because I caped the head at 4 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, Ashton was pulling his blinds, and he still had a camera on the water hole that we were sitting on. So we grabbed the camera, we bomb out and meet up with Ashton, and we're standing around the ground blind BSing, and 3 does are walking in. So us 4 dudes bailing Ashton's blind while those does come in. And we had stuff all out and we were talking and stuff like that. So the does didn't like it. They took off. Then at 4 o'clock, we dropped Brax back off, and then I went and caped ahead.
That's right.
And after I was done with that, I came and picked you guys up. We grabbed the blind and everything and came back to camp.
We moved it over to Ashton's
We did.
spot.
We set it up first.
Set it up for the next day.
Yes.
For the next day.
Because you don't want to leave a water hole open very long.
Not here.
Not on.
No, as soon as there's an open water hole, boom, it's taken.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, these goats they're hitting water. I mean, they have to. And so we set that up, realized three dudes in the blind was too tight, so I found a cedar tree that kind of peaked up, which almost worked out perfect just to see, because from that spot you can't see anything from the blind, so you don't know if anything's ever going to come in or when it's coming in. And so it was kind of nice to have a perch point to then text, say, hey, if there's something coming in. And it was nice because I wasn't as bored, because I could sit there with the spotter and glass all the country. And
Climb the tree.
And
Climb
you
a
probably
tree.
weren't as hot.
Not as
Not a
hot.
breeze on you.
Yeah.
Just still in the shade, but
So that's what we did day 3 and 4.
we sat that blind all morning. We got smart and left to get lunch.
Yeah, about 11:30 noon, we came back, cooked breakfast, we took care of camp stuff that Monday. And then we headed back out around 2, sat till dark. We didn't see anything in the blind that day, but you spotted.
I spotted a really good buck and a couple does that were working their way to you guys in the blind. And then some car came out of nowhere and chased them off.
Mm-hmm.
And so they took off, and then that was, what, day 3?
Mm-hmm.
Day 4, same thing. But then we left.
Yeah, our wheels were turning the whole time. We're like, we gotta figure these antelope out, because they're obviously not coming in the water like they normally are.
All that pressure, they're probably watering at night.
Yeah, we got both Cameron and Ashton and Jason were all like, yeah, they go to the trees when they're pressured, stuff like that. It's like, okay, we gotta find these goats. So we left Dad in the blind that evening, right?
We left at like 5.
Yeah. So, and then we were looking at Onyx, found, Ashton sent us a water hole to go check out, actually.
Which had a blind.
Which had a blind on it.
And then there's one next to it that had a blind. And another one right before that one that had a blind.
Yeah. So those were all taken. So what we ended up doing is we went up and parked and looked at Onyx and saw that the opening that my dad's blind is on is just 250, 300 yards from this road. So we walked over there.
Just to see, it's kind of like you got the blind and then there's kind of sage rise, and right before it's the timber, you can't see that from the blind side. And so as we pulled up, we're like, okay, we could see something that we normally don't have a visual of. And as soon as we walked in, I mean, we literally hit the timber, and Jared looks left, and there's goats filing out. The whole, what was there, 8? With a big buck.
Which is the first piece of the puzzle. So we sat there and watched those goats, and they fed 100 yards from us.
Yep. And we had plenty of time to make a setup if one of us had a tag still. If he was with us, it would have been, I think, a done deal. We would have
Absolutely
ambushed them so perfectly. They were coming around, and we're like, if we sat in those rocks, guarantee they're going to come to us. And sure enough, those things went 20 yards from those rocks. So we kind of figured out where they're hiding from everybody. They're staying away from the water, staying away from the roads, but keeping in a spot where they have a visual of everything.
Yeah. So then they started working towards some water, and then they got spooked at the road, and they ran back and looped around onto the flat where my buck came from. So then we went and picked up Dad, went to camp, ate dinner, blah, 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 went to bed.
Tried to come up with a game plan for the next day. That morning, that evening, we were like, okay, let's go spot and stock. And then in the morning, we second-guessed ourselves. We
Yeah.
said, let's sit the blind.
But what we decided,
Well, I
what
guess
we
3.
learned is that they are very spooked by like side-by-sides or cars. If they're parked anywhere and they see those, they're going to turn around and run.
Mm-hmm.
So where we've been parking the side-by-side to get to the water hole, we realized...
Which we were doing okay 50% job hiding it.
Yeah.
Like, it was still a couple hundred yards away, tucked in a small ravine, but the side-by-side's tall.
Kind of in their line of travel where they wanted to come, so they would have to see it instead of going past.
Because what we realized while the night before back up, when the side-by-side was gone with us, he had
that's right.
2 does and a buck come into the water because the side-by-side was gone.
And we
they
hadn't
came
had anything come in yet.
No, and they came in from the side-by-side side.
Yep.
Exactly.
So that was literally the key.
That's another puzzle.
The reason why Ashton had his is Jason would drop him off on his way to his.
Yep.
Or drop him off and go back to camp or whatever.
And then Jason had his side-by-side covered with a big mesh.
Had camo mesh on it.
Yeah. So that morning, like Brax said, we decided, okay, Dad's gonna sit the blind. I'm gonna sit Brax's tree. Brax is gonna go investigate and try to see if he can relocate those antelope we found the night before.
Yeah. So I drop them off at the blind. Jared went up to the tree. I went past the blind to go see anything, and as I came up and over a rise to the waterhole Jared killed on, I could see another hunter. They had just parked their car, and then they were walking to the blind. So I stopped, and I glass up, and I should have counted how many. There's 20-something. I mean, there was all the antelope. Finally just popped back out, and so there's a group of 9 bucks, 2 giants, and then a bunch of different does. And the other hunters, they saw it, and the antelope were kind of spooky with it. And I get a text from Jared and said, hey, my dad forgot his phone. And I'm like, oh crap, like I gotta get his phone before they get over there, but I gotta kind of see where they're moving to. So I'm stressed because I'm like, I'm gonna lose a visual of these things and I can't come back. So if I leave, I have to leave.
Yeah.
And so I hauled butt. Those bucks started running towards the blind, so I cruised, hurried and dropped the phone off, got back around to the backside, popped up, couldn't find them, and I'm stressed. I'm like, gosh dang, if I was able to stay over there, I could have kept watching them.
I almost ruined another one.
Yeah, except this is the second time.
Moment.
This is the second time you've forgotten your phone, and then you killed something because we changed plans after you forgot your phone.
That's right. That's right, because they all kind of did the same thing.
Yeah, you did.
That's how everything. I always believe everything happens for a reason.
It's a time-stamped thing.
So then
So I go back to where you and I had found them. I got back on that backside, except I overshot it a touch to be able to kind of wipe before or behind where they're gonna be. Which did I see? I did see them there, and they were. No, I didn't see them there. I never did see them. And so then I did some exploration through the trees, found their highways, found all their tracks, found their beds. And so then I just started walking the road, and I'd peek up, I'd look around, trying to stay quiet and kind of like still hunting, but scouting. So I was just trying to pop up on them somewhere to tell you guys.
And you're working towards our blind.
Towards you. So I started as far as I could to then slowly work my way to the blind. And as I was getting closer to the blind, I popped up and looked back to where I originally started, and they were all 20 yards from the tree that I started at. And that's when I called you guys and said, hey, I found them. They're over here. It's faster for you guys to walk to me 1,000 yards, or not, that was more than 1,000 yards, almost a mile.
It was almost a mile.
And then it would be for me to drive the 15-mile loop. And so you guys booked it in that baking sun across that sage fly.
We hauled butt across there. It was nice because with Braxen and I working together, we trust each other 100%. He says, I got them spotted. It's going to be faster for you to get across here. We need to move now.
There's no question.
And then Dad trusting me, and I said, hey, this is going to be our best opportunity. We need to go now. So he hopped out of the blind faster than I expected him to, and he had all of his stuff, and he met up with me, and we booked it across the big opening.
That wasn't easy for an old guy like me to try to run across the flat of
Lava rock.
Where you had to
bad.
navigate everything, and your ankles are doing this with your all bent over like this.
Trying to stay below
Yeah.
the horizon.
What was it?
It was a mile. It was 0.82 or something.
Yeah.
For a mile in the hot sun. Well, we made it over there.
Yeah.
Good time.
They made it up, and right where I was, bed after bed after bed after bed. I mean, it was
That was
loaded
incredible when we got in there.
with beds. And it was in a burn. And the night prior when we were glassing them, we noticed the goats had charcoal all over them. Like their bellies were black from bedding there. So that was kind of like a detail to pay attention to when we were glassing them, is like, okay, they're bedding in this dark.
So many
burnt
little
timber.
lessons, pieces of the puzzle. So basically, Brax, he ended up being like the Indian scout, and just we're piecing this together. It's really cool.
That was fun to. The way that we learned everything and executed to the success, like then it just, you knew, like, okay, we were finding the right pieces and putting it where it went.
And this is after 5 days. This is the 5th day now.
Yeah.
So then we kind of set up makeshift ambush spot in that burn there in the trees.
Yeah. Yep. Right on their beds, where they could come on top of us or come below us and still have a 60-yard shot or so.
Then after about 5 or 10 minutes, we were game planning still and just thinking, and Brax said the road was actually pretty close, and then the side-by-side was kind of close, and then the info of the spookiness with the side-by-side, it's like, all right, we got to move this.
Got to make sure it's in a spot that they can't see.
And then you wanted to move it and then kind of work
that
the road
and just see if I could find them to tell you, okay, they're 500 yards in front of you, close the distance 200 yards, just to fill in just make it easier instead of waiting that long. And so I backtracked the side-by-side, dumped it in some trees, and then had to walk the flaming hot road back through the trees.
So it's like 1.5 miles or 2 miles.
Yeah, that was a hike. And I walked the road, passing a couple blinds, and trying to figure out a spot. And this time I wanted to go even further, so I went almost to the edge of private to then cut up. And as I was hiking, it was like, okay, there's all these small cuts and ravines that go up to the flat. And there was one, I was like, I'm gonna go up this one, because I was right at it. And I'm like, this is good enough. And something was like, nope, go one more. And I'm like, heck, what's another 500 yards? Start hiking, get to that one, hiking up that cut, and it is a burn paradise. Everything was just burnt. Super soft ground. It was just ash.
It's like walking in sand.
Yeah, it was just silty ash, sand. Hiking up, and where they should have been was to the left. So I should have come up, and naturally, that was my thought. I'll just scout to the left. That's where they'll be. And I'm coming up, I'm like, check the right. So like looking right, get up to this super cool rock cliff. And I'm like thinking, this is definitely where the Indians have been. There's got to be petroglyphs. So then I get sidetracked, and I'm looking for petroglyphs on these cliffs. And I kind of work my way, pop up this little cut, and I turn to the right. And there's a doe 60, 70 yards from me, just has me pinned. But I was like, it was just my eyes and above that were visible to her. So I stopped and spent 5 minutes to move down about 6 inches so she couldn't see me. Back down the rock, texted you, said I found them. And got into a spot to where I could hide, put a tree between us, and just literally just my eyes were above the cliff line. And I found her, and then I'm scanning, and I see probably 6, 7 others that were bedded. One was a big buck, and then a couple smaller bucks that I could see. And so at that point, I just kind of started assessing, like, do we have them come in and just wait to ambush them at a closer spot? Do we have them try to stalk them? Do we, like, what the heck do we do? And then I text Jared, I'm like, I got him at 80 yards. Like,
Yeah. And I was
what
like,
do we do?
And that's what I was like, okay, Dad, we need to go now.
We got to go.
We're going.
Yeah. If he's at 80, we got to go.
And the benefit, I think, is the Onyx tracker. I tracked my tracks that whole time, saved the track, sent it to Jared, and said,
And I
walk this
followed it.
path.
And I
Like,
followed it.
I know it's safe because I made it here.
That was critical.
And it just the tool of Onyx with that is key with that, I think.
Yeah.
Just knowing which ravine I went up. But so then you guys, I don't know how fast were you guys, when I said get here, I mean, you guys did show up pretty quick.
Yeah, we were walking at a pretty good clip.
You can walk fairly quiet in that sand, but there's still a lot of pine needles.
So then
and
we got up, and you texted me, said, bro, if this stock works, this is going to be insane.
All caps.
Yeah. And then Cameron texted me and said, tell Wolf to put on his killer instincts and get this done.
Did he? Mm-hmm. Did you tell him you guys were stalking in on him?
Yeah.
Well, you did done do that.
So it was such a, like Brax was saying about this big old rock cliff outcropping where he was able to hide, and they were up on the plateau of it. If that wouldn't have been there, this would never happen. So yeah, like that whole area, like he said when he got there, he goes, oh, I just felt like Indians hunted here, and he's looking for signs and pictures and petroglyphs on the side of it. But everywhere we looked, there was obsidian. He found arrowheads
All over.
and so the Indians hunted there, and I got this thing with Indians, you know, son, you know, for years and years. It's just, I feel connected. I've always loved how they hunted and what they did. It was just such a cool area.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And then, so we started, we got to finally snuck in.
Well, there was a Y in the drainage, and that was the point of, okay, do we go to Braxen and assess the situation, or do we, it was essentially of, okay, we're just going to trust Braxen and what he's saying, and he's going to give us a reference. And then we ended up dropping our packs, and we went to the right to get to where,
Instead of going to Brax, we
didn't need to we didn't need to waste the time. We didn't need to.
He kind of pointed out, you see that dead snake out there, they're right in that area. So we kind of went towards that direction, towards the cliff from the.
Yeah, then we just hugged the cliff, and it looped back around, and we got to this spot where it's like, oh, dude, can you get to that and stand on that flat part? Because we couldn't see around the corner. And we got to the corner, there was a slot, a little crevice.
Literally a walkway about this narrow, had rocks in it like steps to where you can walk in the crack and not expose yourself and be able to, because it was pretty, 6 feet tall. He would have had to kind of boost me up to get on there. But if we would have got on top, our whole bodies would have been exposed.
Yeah.
This way, we walked up this chute. There's still, I still can't see the top of it, and I get up there enough to where I could just peek my head up, and there's a buck here and a buck right there.
Yeah. And while you're doing that, I knock his arrow for him, and then I hand him his bow.
Yeah.
So he's ready.
Gets up and ranges.
Yeah, he's getting up and ranging while I'm climbing up with the big lens, handheld, less than ideal.
Well,
I get to the flat spot.
I'm gonna reverse to that morning really quick of Jared and I put on our marsupial harnesses.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, man, I really would like one of those pouches for a rangefinder because I hate keeping it in my backpack because you drop your pack. Well, then Jared takes off his, because he doesn't need it, takes off his finder pouch, throws it on his harness, and without that, you couldn't have ranged it.
Right.
You would have had to hand him
range.
and then make
Yeah, I would have had
movement.
my hands full, you know, so.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so it's just these little details.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, and then I jump up on the rock, and I barely have enough time to turn on the camera and get going because Dad is ready to kill.
He's behind me, and it's just a little slot, so there's no way he can be able to see anything. So he he knocks an arrow on my bow, hands it to me. I peek up, and like I said, there's a buck here, and I wanted to shoot the bigger one. So I'm sitting there ranging, and he's looking away, so it's perfect. And so I look back and I go, get up here. He gets up there. I draw my bow. I already ranged it. Settled in, looking at the bubble, and it was kind of off. Had to take my stabilizer off because we were in the blind. Bubbled back up again. Put that pin on there, just squeezed so perfect. I mean, it felt like I was in full draw forever. I mean,
I felt like you were full draw forever.
It wasn't a quick shot. So,
No.
Because I wanted it to be perfect.
Yeah.
And it just happened so sweet.
Oh, it was so perfect.
I just hammered that buck.
So sweet.
I'm 90 yards away in my binos.
Not as
watching.
quartered away as Jared's, but pretty close.
Yeah.
You know, and it goes through him, that back rib, and the arrow comes out right his front shoulder.
Through the scapula.
Through the scapula, and it's hanging by the fletching, so it's doing this.
Yeah, we got some pretty.
All on film.
All on film.
On film, so.
So sick.
And
that was
I still got chills.
That was the Sevr 1.5 hybrid.
That was a 1.5.
Yeah.
And it did
Devastated.
some damage.
Yeah.
I was 90 yards away watching in my binos, still just same spot as I was watching them while they were walking. As soon as that buck took off, I instantly just see blood pouring out. And so I start screaming. And I start running out. I'm out on the flat
He's
yelling.
screaming, running as the buck's doing
buck's
this,
running
and
to
he's
me.
gonna go meet it. He's hard. He knew it was gonna go down. It's like so funny, so awesome.
Just the way that worked out, like it was. I would throw that as the #1 stock I've been a part of.
Absolutely. That was the coolest, wildest, most perfect stock that I've ever been a part of.
I was just, you have those dreams of a cliff shot, you know, on an old muley or something. This was opposite, with a prairie animal, a goat, that you're below the cliff, and just, gosh, it was so freaking perfect.
Oh, everything about it.
It was so sick.
But it was like all these little baby steps and piecing the puzzle together to get to that.
Yeah, that was their
So impressive the way you guys hunt together. And me and my son, we know, what we like to do and agree on most things. But the Indian Scout really helped out.
Yeah, so this trip turned out to be top 2 in my life.
I've had many years bow hunting. 45 plus. And I've had so many good memories at so many good places, but to do this first time antelope hunting and the way it transpired was probably my #1 best hunt with my kids and stuff. I'll never forget.
It's the first time that we both tagged out.
Together. That's another thing. But I never envisioned myself shooting an antelope. The first time I've ever antelope hunting on a spot and stock. I thought I was going to be in a blind, but there's nothing better than a spot and stock kill.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
So. That was the first spot and stock we did with you the whole trip.
Yeah.
One spot and stock, 1 kill. That doesn't happen antelope hunting.
No.
You guys know that You can watch videos. And it just doesn't
These things can see you from thousands of yards away.
Yeah, and they don't put up with if they see you at all. They bounce. They're smart.
Yeah.
They're smart. Except wind. They're really dumb with wind. Our wind was terrible that whole time. I do think that the big buck caught my wind and then he moved out. I think he did learn probably through, I mean, that's why he's an old buck.
Yeah.
That if you smell something, you should probably leave.
Yeah.
And the way that we smell, it's not going to be hard to smell us.
Sweating in a ground blind for 5 days, you do not smell good. You can't shower that off the first time.
And I do got to say, sitting in a ground blind for 10, 11 hours in that kind of heat, basically is like a sauna for that long, is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Mentally, it's
Mentally
draining.
just drained me.
The whole time you're sitting there, you're not looking at an animal at all. You're not glassing. You're just waiting.
You get up and stand up, and it's so hot up there on
Stand
top.
up like this.
Yeah. And the top 2 feet of that blind are 180.
Oh, that was just the way everything worked out. I mean, made us appreciate the successes with the pains of sitting.
So many lessons learned in those 5 days to get there. It's just incredible, though, the way it just, every step was cool. That we just trusted every move that we wanted to make.
Yeah. And you have to.
I feel like that's a key with because I've hunted with people where it's like, hey, this is what we need to do. Like, oh, are you sure? Like, maybe we could do this. I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know. And then
Indecisiveness.
you wait 30 minutes that you needed, that was crucial time to kill that thing. And I just think our styles together just have meshed, and we just, hey, we got to do this. No questions asked. We start moving.
Mm-hmm.
So basically all that is nonstop, go get it, don't quit. We're going to do this. What do you think about this? Let's go try this. Boom, done. We did not wait around, just nonstop from the dark to dark, kept going and moving and changing things and going, let's try this.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, step, boom, done.
Yeah. And we were talking about, we were back at camp in the evenings talking about, we got to stay persistent. We got to stay persistent. And then Braxen and I were just talking, and it's like, well, at what point is persistence become insanity, where you're doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result? And we just kept brainstorming and thinking and trying to looking at Onyx and these things got to be somewhere. We got to find them. They're here.
Yeah. They're not dumb animals, so they know, boom, pressure, get them off their regular routine, coming into water during daylight hours. There's you have to play their game.
Yeah.
You got to realize, you've got to think kind of how they're thinking and where you would go, what you would do if you were being hunted and that tree line with that pressure.
Yeah.
They held in the timber. They knew that it was a spot that we never saw people ever.
Yeah.
In that, never saw. Everyone else was sitting water holes or glass in the flats.
Or driving around, yeah.
And
we were battling a full moon. The last 2 days when we weren't seeing any antelope movement, it was 90-something degrees outside. So,
Or hotter.
I don't know if we were just battling all that stuff. The antelope just didn't want to move in those hotter days, even though they stand out in the middle of the prairie when it's hot.
they have no.
Well, that's just all the stuff that we're learning as we're going too. It's like, we've never done it, right?
Yeah, because they didn't act like a deer. They didn't act like an elk. They're not timbering up, shading, bedding.
Yeah, they sit out there in the hot sun all day, which is weird. But the pressure started and it changed everything. It's like, well, we can't just keep sitting.
Yeah.
I'm blind if you're not seeing anything. And they're coming in right at dark.
It's nice having a team though, because it's like, okay, if they do come into the blind, you're still sitting until we have them spotted, till we have a game plan built. You're still not wasting your time doing nothing, you know, driving around like a few of those trucks that were just driving around not doing or seeing anything. It was like, okay, you're still being productive in a blind, whether or not it's the persistence or insanity, but we're going around doing more work to then bring you in on it. But
Yeah, and especially if you're in a new area, I mean, you got to find the animals.
yeah, we've never been here.
You can't kill them if you can't find them. So
Never been to this state in my life.
yeah, welcome to Oregon.
It's a good time. We're definitely putting in, all three of us, next time.
Absolutely. I can't wait for that.
We've got 4 or 5 more days that we have. I'd be confident we'd kill a third, which is insane.
It's nuts.
Think. But a lot of people have left. Pressure's coming off. Antelope, we're popping back out. Like, we've got them, those groups figured out to where we could make it happen. You know.
Pretty epic.
Yeah, for slim pickings as far as antelope go. I mean, the Indian Scout was a great big help to this. That's all I got to say.
Oh, it was a good time. I had so much fun. I'm glad I came out.
Yeah.
Just to film.
I'm glad
you did too.
I'm glad you did too, because the film is going to be epic, and if it's not entered into Full Draw Film Tour, we're going to try to do something special, because this was a special hunt and we want you guys to be a part of it in a special way. So
big thanks to the partners that helped make it happen.
yes, Hardside Hydration was the main sponsor to help get us here.
As you guys have probably seen, I'm drinking out of it with my hose. You got your Nalgene bottle.
I took mine off. This is on the pack, but
That you're,
nothing better.
you can mix a drink in it. I threw the Ignite in it, and I don't have to worry about cleaning it like a bladder, because bladders suck.
These are way easier to clean.
Yeah, and you're not gonna have leaky bladder syndrome,
Yeah.
and you don't have to worry about it blowing up and popping, and
Oh yeah.
it's easy. You
It's
can
the only way to
carry
go, as far as
30
I'm
different
concerned.
Nalgene bottles.
Yeah.
We have 100 of them,
Yeah.
and so
A cameo.
we got some cattle coming in.
Yeah, and I mean, we got Ollin, Sevr, Easton, Dialed, Quattro, Prime,
Black
Ovis,
Canvas Cutter,
Vapor Trail.
Mountain Ops.
Thank you, Crispy,
Yeah.
Sheep Feet. We're gonna do a gear breakdown, so keep an eye out for that.
Well, I got a new lucky hat. I killed my goat in a sheep feet hat.
Get this man some sheep feet.
Something that we've talked about 100 times is camouflage on a spot and stock versus solids.
We didn't have a lick of camo.
I wore camo once, a camo shirt, because I was sitting in the tree, and it was a shirt that I had. And
What?
Betty, like, we feel like if an animal sees a walking bush, it's gonna freak out. But if it just sees a human that's just walking in solid colors,
That he can identify.
yeah,
They're still gonna be spooked, but we've noticed that they're gonna be less freaked out by not a walking tree.
So, tell me how many times you could probably count on 2 fingers the times I wore any camel or a
Clothes.
shirt.
or a shirt.
This man's killed more animals in
Never had a shirt. Always
shorts
wear
and no
He
shirt
was in his Mountain Ops workout shorts and a cut-off T-shirt
on that stock.
on that stock.
Yeah. It's about being smart, stealthy, using topography, usually playing the wind, and just taking your time, and honestly, confidence. If you go into a stock, you're like thinking you're not going to get it done, you're not going to get it done.
You're gonna make a mistake somewhere.
So back in,
But that's how you learn. You got to make the mistakes to learn. Like this isn't. We got lucky. This is decades for you. I mean,
Both
still,
of us, yeah.
Yeah, all of us.
I guarantee you back in the day, in that very same spot, and that channel through that cliff, an Indian snuck up there in the same spot because they were making arrowheads in that whole barn.
He was probably in a loincloth and shirtless like you.
Yeah, so you were wearing the same thing.
Absolutely. And they made their own Sevrs, believe me.
Oh yeah.
That glass.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, it's sharp. Trust me, when you're making those.
They cut his fingers all up.
I made 100 arrowheads sitting under a tree with all that obsidian and sliced my fingers all up.
Yeah.
It was fun though. That was pretty cool. Just feel Indian up there, connecting
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah, I always connect with the spirit of our ancestors. Just always felt it.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's pretty special.
where I elk hunt, Chief Joseph and his people walked those lands. I always felt such a cool thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's in our DNA, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I thank you guys for helping make this happen. I had an incredible time.
100%.
Thanks for a good time at camp.
Brax.
That was good. Blast. It was worth the flight across the country.
Heck yeah. Yeah, it's
All
not
the
the
way from
last time.
Tennessee.
No, I'll be back in a couple of weeks. We'll make Idaho happen, and
Yep.
that'll be another film with. We're going into it confident,
Yeah.
feeling good, feel good with our gear,
Yep. Shooting good.
shooting good, shooting the primes out to 130.
Yeah. Everything's been kind of falling into place, but shall we conclude it?
Yeah, hopefully that I don't know, helps give some insight. One on the hunt, but then two, just kind of things that we learned.
Yeah.
Giving information on maybe helping you when you draw an antelope tag, or honestly any hunt. Or we want to help people, just like the people helped us out here. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a special thing to do with your, with your son.
Yeah,
Ever since he was little, he's been on my side, and it's cool to be able to tag out together and make these kind of memories. It's the best thing in my life. It's just what I live for. So, that being said, love you guys.
I love you too.
Love you too, man.
It's freaking awesome. We appreciate you guys being here. Please subscribe. I know this is cheesy, but subscribe and comment and like. We have a lot of discount codes and links. If you guys use those, it helps support us. It saves you guys money, and it helps so that we can do this kind of stuff more often, because we're very passionate about it and we love it, and we want to share more of it with y'all.
Catch you on the flip side.